If you have the ability to go back in time and change one thing in your past, what would that thing be and how different your life would have turned out?
I think I definitely will change my hand injury that I experienced at work. Definitely, because of that injury and stuff, my whole life has been changing and stuff. So I'm just basically trying to adjust to having a disabled left hand. So that's one thing I definitely will try to change is, not injuring my hand.
How much did it change your life?
Well, at first I thought it was just gonna be like it wasn't. I just have a regular injury, but after learning that damaged my nerves in my hand and everything like that, I don't have any function in it anymore. I think that's something that I wish I could have back because it's difficult gripping things. I'm still in pain and all this type of stuff, so it's pretty difficult. But just trying myself to move forward and not to dwell on it. But that's definitely something I would change for my life.
Wow.
So.
Thank you so much.
I don't have too many regrets, but if I had one, it would be the way I ended a relationship with someone. And I think my life would be, I would just I miss that person in my life, so it would just be to end it better with them.
What do you want to tell to that person?
That I'm sorry, and I would go back and change it if I could. Yeah, that's all.
I would have been more humble from the beginning.
Why you think is that?
Because I've been humbled now, and if I had started out more humble, I think I would have had a better life from the start. I think my life would be better now. I feel like I'm a better person now because of the experiences I've had and that they've humbled me, and therefore I kind of wish I had started out a better person, and I think things would have been better for me.
But we learn, we live and
Yes,
learn.
I'm glad that I've learned.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I think I probably wouldn't have gone to college, but just graduated high school and moved straight to the city. Outside of, financial debt and such, fortunately I don't have debt, which I acknowledge is not the case for a lot of folk. But yeah, upon reflection, I think just so much more can be learned from just living your life in a diversely populated area rather than just consuming rhetoric that white old men told us was important. And I feel for so long, for so many generations, it was really forced down our throats that we have to have a formal education if we want to have a good future, or if we're not going to be a scourge to society. And I think the millennial generation, certainly the Gen Z generation, is kind of shifting that narrative of, higher education is just patriarchal rhetoric that we're internalizing, and rather let's just go back to communal learning and learning from each other and learning from conversation and sharing stories and learning as we go. And I've learned more from YouTube tutorials than a 4-year degree. And I try not to live my life in regret, but I do think of what 4 years of lived experience would benefit me over 4 years in a classroom.
The first one I would have to say would be my first partner, Vito. He was, like I said, he was extremely jealous. I don't know why. I never gave any reason. He thought I was cheating on him all the time because he worked at night. Anyway, come to find out that he was cheating on me. But I don't know what my path in life would have been had I not met him. And I don't normally tell this, but since you're a stranger, so I don't really, it goes on YouTube, I don't really care. He never told me he was HIV positive, and he gave it to me. So I very rarely talk about that. But yeah. So I don't know what difference my path would have been had I not met him. So I really can't go into that because I'm not a kind of woulda, shoulda, coulda kind of person. So
what would you want to tell him if you had the opportunity to meet him again?
That he was an asshole, excuse my French, and that if he did this to somebody else, he may end up in the ground. I was nice enough and not, because I had a relationship. I'm sorry, I'm going a little winded here.
No problem.
I had a
Take your time.
relationship after him, and I didn't find out until later on after that relationship. And I said to him when I was tested, I said, listen, if Peter, who was my second partner, I said, if he gets it, you're dead. That's it. That's it. There was no argument about that. I will hunt you down like a dog and I will kill you. I will be in jail right now. But needless to say, that didn't happen. So I'm grateful for that. So again, I do not know what my path would have been, but I would have thought it would have been better than the path I'm on now.
Yes.
And as for Jack, the upside and the downside to that was, had I not been on this path, I would not have gotten him. And he gave me a lot, considering he's just, people think he's just a rabbit. But I became a vegan because of him. Been a vegan now for about 10 years. I have 3 rabbits, a guinea pig, 2 teddy bear hamsters, and 2 cats.
Wow, that's amazing.
Originally, I had 5 cats, 4 rabbits, 3 guinea pigs, and 2 teddy bear hamsters. But 3 of my cats passed away.
You miss Jack a lot?
I miss Jack like freaking crazy, man. Even, his anniversary just passed, was August 22nd. 4 years, and it's like I lost him yesterday.
Wow.
It really does.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your answers.
You're welcome.
What would I change in my earlier life that would have made a difference in my life right now? And one of the things I said is finding God, getting saved, believing in the church, being patient, and being persistent. So one of the things I told him, I said, a lot of us baby boomers got cut short or robbed of our youth, of our life, because of responsibility. Some had to work on the farm, some couldn't go to school, we had to stay home, maybe take care of siblings. So we didn't have the entitlement of really living a childhood life. And then when we get older, we try to live that childhood life, just like what children's happen. When you make mistakes, you get spanked and you learn. But at an older version in life, the punishment is much more harder than as a kid. So, sometimes you run into problems with the law, get locked up. Many of us went to jail. Many of us lost our lives. And I just learned from about to be 60 in about another 2 months. I learned, stop trying to take shortcuts, because I'm cutting myself short of my blessings. Take my time, be patient, most of all be humble and love one another. Now, that's my thought for today, and that's my answer to that question.
Thank you so much.
If I had to go back in time, I would probably not choose a college at age 17, because you don't really know what you want when you're that young. I'd probably wait a little bit and maybe even not go to college altogether. I went into music production, and you can sort of teach yourself that
Amazing.
stuff. So yeah.
Thank you so much.
So one thing I would change, I think I would go all the way back to the beginning. I have some autoimmune problems, and in my research it seems that environment is a big factor. So I'd like to be born on a farm and get dirty and get exposed to good microbes that would train my immune system properly. And I would avoid a lot of issues that have prevented me from being able to live my life how I want it. Going swimming even is a problem for me because my skin will get red. Eating certain foods will flare me up, and so having to worry about all that constantly is a big burden. But if I was just playing with chickens and pigs, maybe I could have avoided it.
Wow. Are you planning to move to a certain place?
Well, I was living in Bushwick before I moved to Crown Heights, and that was pretty hard on my health. Moving here near the park and living on a G-line street, it's better.
I would have went to college. I got my degree in engineering. I would have been a lot far further in my career than I am now. I'm 32, and I could probably be making $20 more if had I gone to college.
Amazing. So you advise young guys to go to college?
If you know the career you want to go into, get your degree in what it is and move forward.
Thank you so much.
If I would be able to go back in time and change one thing about my own life, I think it would be to go back and go live in Vienna way earlier than I am doing now. Because I think now I'm getting scared of doing a big life change. And I think at 20, it wouldn't have taken me this much courage to do it. But I still do it because I think if I would have done it earlier, I would have been way more happier and found my own home in a city where I feel it is my home.
Okay. What do you love the most about Vienna?
I love the architecture. Those old beautiful buildings where every building has its own story to tell, and all the museums. It's just, you can live there for 5 years and still haven't just seen just a little piece of the whole city.
And there's so much history behind it.
Yes, and I really love learning all those things that happened in the big city.
Wow. Now you are in New York.
Yes, now
What-
I'm in New York.
What do you like about New York?
I love those big differences, those like tall modern buildings,
Okay.
but there are also so many old buildings with a lot of history in it. Yes, and all those different people you meet, and it's just so beautiful.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your answers.
You're welcome.
If you can go back in time and change one thing in your past, what would
No,
that thing be?
I don't need to change anything.
Yeah.
Only a little bit more money.
To make a little bit more money.
Yeah, little bit. To afford it to live in New York.
Do you like living in New York?
Yes.
What do you love about New York? The variety?
Variety of the
Okay.
town. It's so different everywhere.
Wow.
And the people.
The people, the
Yeah,
culture.
they are very friendly. You can talk to them. And they're free. I feel them free.
Wow, amazing. You came from France
Yes.
and you lived in Paris.
No, I was living
For a little
in
bit.
Paris a long time, and now I'm living in Marseille.
In Marseille.
Yeah, near the sea, the Mediterranean Sea. It's a beautiful town. You have to come there.
Wow. For someone who wants to visit France, do you have any advice for them?
Oh yes, you have to go to Paris.
Okay.
You have to go to Biarritz. It's Pays Basque.
Mm-hmm.
It's near the Spanish frontier.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. You have the ocean. You have surfers.
The south of France is usually so
it's
beautiful.
the other side.
Mm.
It's the Atlantic side. In the south of France, Atlantic side. And Marseille, it's the Mediterranean Sea. It's on the other side.
Wow, amazing. Thank you so much.
So,
I mean, I think there's plenty of things you can think about your past that you'd want to change and see how things end up, but the person you end up being depends on the decisions you've made. And so if you change that thing, so you won't be the person you ended up being when you decided to change something. I think there are plenty of things about my life that I wouldn't want changed. I wouldn't want to lose those with making some decision in the past. You might lose those things that are important to me now. So I think you just have to,
Amazing. So you think
keep on going.
our experience is what makes us right now, and
Yes.
if we change them, we're no longer going to be the same person.
Yeah, I've got kids and family and friends I love, and you change the decision, they may all be gone, and
That's awesome.
no one will want that.
That's awesome. If you can go back in time and change one thing in your past, what would that thing be, and how different your life would be?
I would not have stressed out so much being a young mom at 24, and I would have enjoyed it a lot more. And it would have changed my life because my son's now 20, and I would have enjoyed those pivotal younger years a lot more. I have an 8-year-old now, so thank God I was able to do it again. But yeah, that's what I would have changed.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.